Howdy, y'all. I'm Justin.
And I'm Kim.
Welcome to Cowboys Like Us, the podcast where we talk about Taylor Swift and her music. Yeehaw.
Welcome back to the Cowboys Like Us podcast.
The only podcast that knows the truth behind 9/11, but isn't going to tell you.
Madeline and I actually discovered it today, and I forgot to tell you about that.
The truth behind 9/11?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'm just going to tell you, Drake did 9/11, and that's all the information I'm going to give you.
All right. You heard it here first. Today's song is Gold Rush from Evermore.
Evermore.
And we are recording this a week early, so...
Yeah, we're going on vacation.
Yep, so if some of the news seems out of date by the time you hear it, well, that's why.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yep, but we'll be back in episode 10 with the freshness, and everything will be good, so...
We'll have a lot to talk about in episode 10.
Indeed. But for now, let's talk about the news we do have. News from around the Taylorverse. So, Britain, Great Britain, is an island. You may have heard of it.
I have.
It is a place where they speak English, much like they do here. And so, Taylor has a lot of fans there.
In it?
In it? Yep. They bought a bunch of Speak Now vinyls. And unfortunately, a few of them had a rather unusual defect in that it was an entirely different album that was pressed instead of Speak Now, a very sort of avant-garde electronica record that really freaked some people out on TikTok. They were not sure what the hell was going on. And it is creepy. It is creepy. If you have not heard it, go on TikTok, look for it. You'll find it. It's weird. But thankfully, it seems to only be British copies. So here in America, we are safe. Universal Music Group released a statement, and they said, we are aware that there are an extremely limited number of incorrectly pressed vinyl copies in circulation and have addressed the issue. If you have purchased one of the affected goods, please contact customer service at your respective retailer for a replacement or refund. So they're on it. Very serious, very professional. And the reason I read you that statement is so that I can read you this one, which is from a distribution company called Above Board Distribution, who distributes Universal Music Group records to the UK. And they took a different approach in their statement. They said, due to a delicate pressing blunder, some Taylor Swift fans received a misprinted copy of Speak Now, Taylor's version, which we have learned features audio of our in-house compilation, Happy Land, a compendium of music from the British Isles, 1992 to 1996. Never in our wildest dreams could we imagine this situation. While we know all too well this error was beyond our control, we sincerely hope anyone who received what is not Taylor's version of the vinyl is enchanted by the blissful electronica. Keep your eyes peeled for this special edition. We're sure it's going to be a Discogs rare pressing classic in years to come. Yep, so they threw in some little puns in there.
Yeah, they think they're real funny. But also, they know all too well this error was beyond their control. No, it wasn't beyond your control.
Nope.
You had all the power.
Yep.
You do the pressings. You're the only one who fucked up.
Yeah, you're the only one who had control of this error.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Like, it's not beyond your control. You're the only one in control. It's beyond Universal's control.
It's beyond the control of everyone in the world except for you.
Yeah. Literally anybody else can use that line except for you.
Yep. So,
nobody is enchanted by the electronica they were forced to listen to.
No, they certainly were not.
However, it will be very rare, and I feel like it's going to go for a lot of money in the future. Maybe even right now, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Misprints are always big money.
Yeah.
On just about any form of media, or coins, or what have you.
Yeah.
Because they're so rare. Taylor Swift is saving America's economy. You're welcome, America.
Single-handedly. I love to see it.
Yep. The Eras Tour is generating a lot of money, and not all of it is for Taylor. It's also making a lot of money for hospitality, hotels in the city she goes to, restaurants. Yep, other entertainment options. According to a recent report by the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Federal Reserve, despite the slowing recovery in tourism in the region overall, one contact highlighted that May was the strongest month for hotel revenue in Philadelphia since the onset of the pandemic, in large part due to an influx of guests for the Taylor Swift concerts in the city. So, yep, she's making people money. Cincinnati also put out a statement about how much their hotels and everything were up. Chicago did, Pittsburgh I know did. I think maybe Denver put out something. Basically, everybody's like, "Yay! Thank you, Taylor, for making us lots of money." So, it's a good time for all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bringing back the hospitality industry as well as saving the American economy. You love to see it.
You do. I think that's it for news. So, we will go to Chart Watch. As I said, we're recording this early, so the Billboard charts haven't come out yet. But every Speak Now song is projected to chart on the Hot 100, and Speak Now is projected to be number 1 on the album 200 by a lot. It's been the most productive sales week of the year so far, and it's not over. Basically, no way anything's going to catch it, though. What we do have, though, is the Spotify US Top 50 chart, which is updated every day. And this is how it looks today. At number 4, Cruel Summer. I Can See You is number 5. Enchanted is 19. Back to December is number 20. Mine is number 22. Castles Crumbling is at 35. Followed immediately by Sparks Fly, Foolish One, Anti-Hero, 36, 37, 38. And then 41 is Better Than Revenge. Electric Touch is at 43. Dear John is 44. When Emma Falls in Love is 45. And Speak Now at number 48. So 14 of the top 50 in America belong to Taylor. So
yeah,
she's crushing it. We knew it.
I think it's wild that Cruel Summer is still ahead of I Can See You, and I know it's been out as a single for a little bit longer, so that would make sense. But I Can See You, I feel like, has blown up since Speak Now dropped.
Yeah, it's not at the peak yet. I think it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
All right, and now I think it's time, once again, to journey to the most magical place on earth. Kimberly's Clown Corner. Kimberly's Clown Corner.
To all who come here, welcome. I'm just going to start quoting Walt Disney.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to do a little current clownery today. Mostly to shut down the clowns. By the time you're listening to this is probably old news and you already heard about it, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Yep. We have a podcast. We can do whatever we want.
So, oh my God, Taylor Swift smokes weed and everybody's freaking out about it.
Holy shit. A grown 33-year-old woman smoked weed?
Well, actually, she did it.
Oh my God.
That we know of.
Thank God. I was so concerned.
Taylor probably smoked weed, right? In her time.
Oh, yeah.
When she was like 23, I think, or 22, something like that. She did an interview where she said that she doesn't drink and she doesn't smoke because being drunk is not cute and, being high isn't cute and whatever. That's just not her look. Now, obviously, we know that she enjoys a good alcoholic beverage because she's been seen drinking and also she talks about it in her songs.
Yep. Most recently, Cruel Summer.
Yeah, but she's also like a grown-ass adult, so she can do whatever she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with weed. She's a grown-ass adult. She can do whatever she wants to do. But the drama started when rapper Bun B...
Heard of him.
...posted on Instagram. He kind of described in the description all of his like the stages of his night. He started with like somebody calling him while he was at dinner and inviting him out, and like he literally gave a step by step of his night. But it was a picture of him meeting Taylor, and he said in the caption that she couldn't have been more kind and personable. But what got some Swifties riled up about this is because he posted that it was at a party, which turned out to be a Uno, like the card game party, where they were just having Uno tournaments, a bunch of celebrities.
But an adult Uno.
Yeah. Hosted by Questlove, and there was a chef who is called Chef Nikki, who is known for being a cannabis chef and educator that did the food. So Taylor was at this party. There was a chef there making food who is known to make cannabis food. It does not mean Taylor ate the food, and even if she did, again, she's a grown-ass adult. She can do whatever she wants. But
Questlove has denied it being a weed party.
yes, but that's where all the rumors started. That's where it started. So other people who were at the party was like Jason Sudeikis and Michael Che and obviously Bun B, who posted this and kind of started it all. And then because of the mention of Chef Nikki, some Swifties started arguing over whether Taylor smokes weed or not, whether she's okay with cannabis and whatever. And some more radical Swifties took to the internet threatening to sell their Eras tickets if the rumors were true. If they found out that Taylor was in fact participating in a cannabis dinner or at a cannabis club, which is what the rumor started as, then they were getting rid of their tickets. And then tons of other Swifties were like, please do. We would love to go. The only thing confirmed was that Taylor was pictured with a spread of Uno cards in her hand and a glass of what looked like champagne or rosé or something in front of her. But we don't even know it was hers. But there's nothing more than that. And like you mentioned, Questlove has already said it was not a weed dinner. So, like, why are we all up in the air about this? Like,
yeah, it surprises me to hear that some of the Swifties were ready to get off the wagon.
yeah.
Because Taylor may have smoked weed or imbibed of edibles.
Might have been at a dinner where there were edibles.
And she may have eaten a little bit.
I'm sure they haven't done anything as bad or worse.
Yeah, how are people still this weirded out about weed in the year 2023? It's legal in lots of states, possibly even in New York, which is where they were, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% if it is or not legal there, but it's legal in lots of states now.
Yeah.
So, what's the problem?
Honestly, it should be legal everywhere.
Yeah. To me, it's less of a problem for people than alcohol is.
100%.
Because alcohol is addictive, and alcohol will destroy your fucking liver. And, yeah.
Weed's not great for your lungs if you smoke it, but the effects it has on you, alcohol is way worse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's just a bunch of fucking pearl clutching. I thought these Swifties had already been excised from the fandom, the sort of conservative pearl clutchers who, oh, Taylor, you know, the fucking morality police.
Yeah.
Out here trying to fucking set her up as some kind of, some sort of idyllic, pure image. You know? She's not that. She never was that. She was, you know, it was an act, you know? It was a fucking mark, and you got took.
It wasn't even just it was an act. She was a child.
Well, yeah, at the beginning. She was a child.
So, like, you know, you can see her that way, but, like, she was a child, and she did everything that a child would do, and then she became an adult, and now she does things that adults do. And she's allowed, again, to live her life however the fuck she wants.
Yeah, and it's not like she's fucking out here just almost ODing on heroin like Demi Lovato or somebody. You know what I mean? She may have had some cannabis.
She's not a known... Yeah, she's not a known former heroin addict like Maddie Healy.
Yep.
Wasn't it heroin?
It was heroin,
yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yep, it was someone's birthday. And there may have been edibles served. She may have had some.
She showed up to play Uno. And then everybody's like, we're going to sell our Eras tickets. So the radical Swifties are clowning, and they need to just GTFO. and give people those Eras tickets because we would love to go. And everyone just needs to calm down.
Yeah.
You're being too loud. Too loud.
Yeah. And I say all that as someone who doesn't partake. You know, I have tried edibles in the past. Didn't do anything for me. So, and I don't want to smoke because I don't want to fuck my lungs up.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm as fucking square as anybody. But if other people smoke weed, that's their business.
Yeah. What other people do doesn't affect you, especially celebrities who you don't know.
Yep. Just get off the cross, you know. We need the wood.
Yep. So we still don't know if Taylor smokes weed or not, and it doesn't really matter, is what we've decided.
Yep.
As the Cowboys.
If you don't want to smoke weed, then don't smoke weed. Don't make it everybody fucking else's problem.
Yeah. Nobody's forcing you to do it.
That's right. All right. Is that it for the Clown Corner?
I think that's it. Short and sweet.
Well, let's get in to the Song of the Week. It was originally released on Evermore back in December of 2020, which feels like 1,000 years ago and also yesterday. It was written and produced by Taylor and Jack Antonoff, who I just want to give an update to everyone. Madeline the Pod Gremlin, alleged diehard Fun fan, had no idea that Mr. Jack Antonoff was the guitarist of Fun. Isn't that something? You know, it's almost like they're a fucking fake fan, plastic out here, just not about anything. But you didn't hear it from me, so let's keep that between us.
Yes. Just a fun fact about Madeline that they will tell you themselves. Madeline's really bad with celebrity faces and names. Madeline cannot name a celebrity to save her life. When they can, I'm always impressed.
Yeah, and I know already what the response is going to be when they listen to this and they hear it. They're going to be like, oh, you know, well, the difference between me and you, Justin, is that I'm actually into bands for the music, unlike you, you fuck. So...
Precisely.
Yep.
That is absolutely going to be Madeline.
It's not about the members, it's about the music, man. You don't get it. So...
But yes, I was able to share that knowledge today, and the Gremlin did not know, and it was a pleasure on my end to be able to inform them.
Dunk on them. Love it. All right. What has Taylor said about this song? Anything?
Taylor said Jack's favorite Evermore song is Gold Rush, which takes place inside a single daydream where you get lost in a thought for a minute and then snap out of it.
And my note on that quote is that Gold Rush is one of only 2 co-writes that Jack has on the album, along with Ivy, and the only production credit on Evermore that he has, and I wonder why he likes it so much. Why it's his favorite. He's got the most Jack Antonoff on it, and that's what makes him happy.
Yeah, that's why Jack Antonoff loves it so much.
That's right. What have the critics said? Do they care? Are they interested in this song? Do they deign to review it at all?
Clash said that it was a nostalgic bop, melancholic. Did I say that? Melancholic?
Melancholic, that's right.
Okay. The Guardian said the classic, behold my mental anguish as I try to comprehend how incredibly hot my current partner is, humble brag.
Yeah, The Guardian hasn't listened to it, okay? Because that's not what that song's about. It's about what Taylor said, and we'll get into the lyrics later. But that's what I've noticed in a lot of reviews that I've been reading for this podcast, is that people don't listen to shit. I saw a review of Speak Now TV that said Fall Out Boy brings a boost of pop punk to Electric Touch, and I'm like, motherfucker, you didn't listen to it. You did not listen to that song, because that song is not pop punk at all.
Nope.
Fall Out Boy hasn't been pop punk in a while.
Also, Speak Now is Taylor Swift's most pop punk album before they were even on it.
Yeah. Story of Us, Better Than Revenge.
Have you heard them?
Those are arguably pop punk songs.
Yeah.
Electric Touch is not in any way, shape, or form. Just because Fall Out Boy's on it does not mean it's...
Again, it's a Taylor Swift song, really featuring Patrick Stump and no one else.
That's right.
It's not a Fall Out Boy song featuring Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I bring that rant up only to say, don't let the critics sway your opinion of things too much.
Yeah, really just don't listen to the critics ever.
Nope.
Most of the time they're wrong.
We just talk about it here so we have something to talk about.
Well, we just want to give you all the information from every side. We play devil's advocate here.
Yep. NME said that it adds a layer of 1989 style gloss to Evermore, imbuing Swift's folklorian sound with a dash of 80s inspired synth pop, and uses typically Swiftian lyrical techniques. And that was from NME. Pitchfork called it colorful pop music.
I would not call it that at all.
Colorful pop music?
That's not how I describe that song. I don't know how I would, but not colorful pop music. That's how I describe a lot of our other stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pop. Vaguely.
Sure, it's pop, but I don't think I'd call it colorful.
No, well, I don't know. It depends on how you mean the word colorful.
I guess.
Yeah. That's what Pitchfork likes to do. Pitchfork likes to put out shit that sounds really deep and meaningful in their reviews, but you can interpret it in almost any way. So, yeah. And also they just fucking monologue for like a whole fucking 10,000 words. They are the most obnoxious. Of all the reviews I've read, Pitchfork is the fucking worst. Because they think they're fucking academics and they just like to jerk themselves off at great length. What about the fans? Do the fans like it?
Our boy Rob
doesn't like it.
Listed it at 171 on his list. He says it might have belonged more on Lover, and that it might be about trying to remember why a relationship was worth the pain.
He also doesn't get it. And that's a bummer because this man made a list from 1 to 229, and I don't know. He's an editor for Rolling Stone magazine, so clearly he's not a total moron. I don't know. Do people not listen to songs? Are people just dumb? I don't understand.
It may be in my thoughts, my notes that I've written out. I may have an explanation for it.
Okay, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
On r/Taylor Swift, they played their Evermore Survivor game, and Gold Rush fared a lot better than in Rob's estimation. It came in 4th out of 17 tracks. So
Number 4 feels a little high to me.
Pretty high. I would probably put it around 6. Somewhere around there, I think.
7, 8, 9 range. Personally.
Yeah, I like a little more than you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to the lyrics, shall we? A couple interesting lines from the chorus, I believe. Slow motion double vision and rose blush. That one just sounds nice. It's a cool sounding phrase. But what does it mean? Well, potentially it could be an allusion to rose-colored glasses, seeing things in a very idealistic way, only to be hurt even more when they turn out not to be that way. Could, of course, be just sort of surface level, seeing other attractive women in rose blush around her man, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Either way, it's a cool line. I like it.
Not gonna lie. This is one of my notes. Not gonna lie. Until I read it, where you had typed it out, I definitely have been singing the line, slow motion, double vision in a rose bush.
Oh, man.
And, not consciously, until I read the line and I was like, slow motion, double vision in a rose blush. Have I been saying bush? And I think I have.
Did you imagine it that way? That Taylor is in a bush singing the song? That's fun.
No, I didn't imagine her in the bush, but I did. I did imagine rose bushes. But yeah, no. And again, I have an explanation for that when we get down to our thoughts. But I would like you to know that this entire time, I'm pretty sure, 99.9% certain, I have been singing it in a rose bush.
Right. That is fun.
I mean, it's, nutsack city limits all over again.
You can't just drop that and not explain it.
You can cut it out.
No, let's explain it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Tina Turner, R.I.P.
Yes, R.I.P.
has a song called Nutbush City Limits. And Kimberly remembered it as Nutsack City Limits.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was. And I was like, what's that song called? It's like Nutsack City Limits. What makes this worse is that it was just me and Justin in a car with Justin's dad, my father-in-law, on the way to go see our newborn nephew.
Oh, is that
That's
what
when
it
I
was?
said it. Yeah, that's when I said it. We were talking about the stuff in the car, and I think I saw a sign that said something city limits, and I was like, "What's that song called?" I think it's called Nutsack City Limits. And your dad lost his shit.
That's fun. I actually remembered it happening just us in the car, and then I told Dad about it.
Oh, maybe
in
that's
front of
what
you,
it was.
and we all laughed.
All I remember is that when you told, or when he heard,
It came up
lost
organically.
it. Yeah,
But yeah, he enjoyed it.
yeah, he lost his mind. But I still think you told him in the car on the way to see Pierce.
It could have been. I remember it being at their house, but I don't know. Who cares? It's funny.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Back to Gold Rush. I also like the line that immediately follows after the rose blush line. Falling feels like flying till the bone crush. Just a fun way to say that. Just a fun little bit of imagery. And it means,
Feels good until you die.
That's right. Adrenaline is fun. Taking risks is fun because it gives you adrenaline rushes. But the consequences can be very severe. And this sort of comes back to, I think, a sort of recurring theme for Taylor. If you go back even to Fearless with the way I loved you and stuff, she struggles, I think, with contentment versus risky, drama-filled things. Passion, like a New Girl, when Jess dumps Mr. Fancy Man because she needs passion. She needs to fight. She needs to just be in it. And I think that's Taylor's problem too. And I think that's what happened to Joe. R.I.P. I think he got dumped because he's a boring milquetoast motherfucker. And the pandemic ended, and she's like, wow, this dude is boring.
Yeah. You're losing me. Definitely painted that picture.
Yep.
You do nothing to fight for me.
Mm-hmm. And she needs a little bit of drama in her life. A little bit of action.
Yeah.
A little bit of risk. A little bit of adrenaline. Needs to be out on the edge. Also, there is a folklore mention in this song. My mind turns your life into folklore. Is it a callback to folklore? Or is it further proof of our theory here on Cowboys Like Us? That Evermore is just the folklore 2, Electric Folkaloo, B-side, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Was it written for folklore and then didn't make it? Or is it a callback? I don't know. What do you think, listener?
Yeah.
And Kimberly, what do you think?
I do. My personal opinion is that it was written for folklore, but it got cut. But she just liked it so much. She and Jack both liked it so much that they put it on Evermore, because Evermore is 100% folklore too, Electric Folkaloo.
Well, I will say, if that is the case, and I think I'm with you on it, Gold Rush to me is better than Hoax. It's better than Peace. I'd put it on over either of them, no problem.
Yeah, I have some songs that I'd happily pull off to replace it with Gold Rush on folklore.
Yep, it's a good one. And then we sort of come back to what we were just talking about with the adrenaline drama. Taylor says, at dinner parties, I call you out on your contrarian shit. And as we know, this whole song is the speaker imagining a fantasy romance with this attractive stranger. Why then does she imagine in her fantasy, her dream world, that her ideal partner is a contrarian? What does that say about the speaker in the song, potentially Taylor, if we assume it's from her point of view? Mm-hmm. What does it say about her? It seems to say, like we were talking about, she needs drama in relationships in order to sort of feel stimulated, to feel valued. She can't just sit in companionable silence with a partner. She needs the passion,
I know you love astrology, but Taylor is a Sagittarius.
Okay.
And I find that this particular trait is quite common in Sagittariuses that I know.
Sagittarians.
Sagittarians. Yeah, I know one person who's listening to this podcast comes to mind, and they know who they are.
Uh-oh. Shots fired.
But, yeah, I've known plenty of people in my life who are like this, and it's never been my vibe. Never been my vibe whatsoever. I do not want to fight with you, argue with you, even a little bit. But I do know some people who really, really find joy in that.
Yeah, I had an ex like that, and that's why she's an ex. Because she just wanted to fight all the time about everything. I once got into a very protracted fight that lasted a few days, and the feelings for her clearly never went away about muffins. Have I told you the muffin story?
Yes. Well, not the podcast, but you've told me.
Yeah, not on the podcast, but I will. I'll do it right now.
Go for it.
Let's do it, because we're doing good on time.
You know what? I hope she listens.
I hope she does. I hope she does.
I hope she does.
I hope she at me, fucking coward. So, I dated this girl for 5 years. I lived with her for 3 of them ish, and at one point, she was gonna be at work all day. I was left to fend for myself in terms of food, and I decided, you know what? I'm a grown man. I can do what I want. I'm gonna make blueberry muffins, and I'm gonna eat them because that's what I want. I don't want anything else. I just want muffins. So I made 6 jumbo blueberry muffins, and I ate a couple. The day progressed, had another one, etc., etc. One thing leads to another.
All 6 are gone.
All 6 are gone. That's fine, because they were for me to eat all day. You know, that was the only thing I was going to eat that day, and that's all I did eat. She gets home around 8 or 9 that night. She says, hey, you know, what have you been doing? Oh, just hanging out, you know, made muffins, etc. That was the important bit, was that I made muffins. And she said, can I have one? And I said, well, you could, but I ate them all. So, unfortunately, you cannot. And that was the wrong thing to say, because she went off on me and just fucking, you know, you inconsiderate piece of shit, you know. And I was like, fuck you, I'm a grown man, I'll do whatever the fuck I want, I'll have all the muffins I want, you piece of shit, you know.
That's straight psycho shit. Like, I don't even know what to say. I shouldn't diagnose her mentally because I am not a professional, but like, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, she was a fucking nut, and I wasn't perfect either, but yeah, she was a nut. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, yeah, man, I dated this girl, she was fucking crazy.
No, yeah, we all have our flaws. Everybody brings something to a relationship, good and bad.
Yep.
But like, some of us have more flaws than others.
yeah, it's true. I had flaws, but she had flaws too. And, yeah, so eventually, though, it seemed like it blew over. It seemed like everything was over. About a year later, maybe longer even, we break up. She moves out, and then she left most of her stuff just because, you know how it is. Kind of a messy thing. And then one day she was going to come get the rest of her stuff. I wasn't around, but I wasn't worried about it. She had a key still. Everything was fine. Just leave the key under the mat. It's all good. Naturally, I was terrified. She was going to steal my shit or break my TV or, you know, piss everywhere. Who knows? Something horrible. Mm-hmm. But couldn't be helped. So I went in that next day and I looked everywhere trying to find the shenanigans that I knew she would pull. And I couldn't find anything. And I was like, wow, you know, I really misjudged her. Credit to her, you know.
Bigger person than I thought she was.
Yep. Thought she would have done some shit. Didn't do anything. Hooray. All right. About a week later then, I decided that I wanted to make some muffins. And I went to my kitchen and I pulled the drawer out where my pans are. And all my pans were there, save one. My muffin tin. She stole my muffin tin. Have some muffins now, you piece of shit. You know? It's the most petty.
It's the funniest, pettiest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible. I couldn't even be mad, really. I was just impressed. I was like, wow.
If I didn't know, like, she was an absolute lunatic, I would be so impressed. I'd be like, that's the smartest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Kudos to that person.
Yep.
I know too much about her, so I don't feel that way. But, like, man, if it was anybody else, I'd be like, damn, I wish I would have thought of that.
Yep, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But then I just pulled out my loaf pan and I made a blueberry loaf. And that was fine because I like the inside part anyway of muffins. So,
It's in the inside part.
yep. That was the weirdest story I have about that type of thing.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah. So there are plenty of people in this world who seek out drama in their relationships. They need a little bit of fight.
They need to feel pain to let them know they're still alive.
Yeah, I just really don't know what that's like. I cannot relate.
Yep. Okay. Do you have anything about the lyrics you want to talk about? Do you have any other rose bush-esque things?
They're kind of intertwined with my thoughts, so we can move on to that.
All right. Let's go to Kimberly's thoughts on the song. Ooh, you got a good little bit written out in a document there.
Yeah, I kind of analyzed lyrics and put my thoughts in it at the same time. That's what I'm saying. They're kind of woven together. So, like I told y'all, I definitely thought it was Double Vision in a rose bush. Haven't thought about it twice until I read the lyric. But yeah. But while talking about how this is like one big metaphor or daydream of Taylor's, it kind of coincides with my metaphor issue, you know?
Yep, you like to imagine things literally.
So I believe this stems from my metaphor issue, my ADHD metaphor issue. Because this is one big daydream and, you know, basically metaphor, none of it is actually happening. She's just kind of imagining whatever. I disassociate to this song a lot.
Is that so?
I like the music, the melody, all of the instruments, the sound of the song. But when it comes to the lyrics, she basically starts singing and I disappear into a different world and not the world of the song. I just completely start thinking about something else. I struggle with liking the song more because my brain gets kind of bored and lends to me disassociating to the melody and not listening to the lyrics at all. So that's what I was going to say. For the people who don't really get what the song's about and you get frustrated with them because you're like, it's right there and you don't see it, I think they have the problem that I have in that, like, their brain won't let them listen to this song. Like, it took me a really long time to kind of even really figure out what was happening in this song.
Do you think...
And I'm still singing a Rosebush, so you know what I mean? Like,
do you think it's because of the intro and the outro, the sort of floaty, sort of fade in,
yeah,
twinkling lights,
I do think
ships
it
on
has,
water, all that?
Yeah, something to do with that. It like
as if you're coming into a dream sequence and then out again.
Yeah, exactly. And it sort of puts me into like a trance almost, or like hypnotizes me in a way that I'm just like, ooh, I'm just in this nice place, and let's just not even worry about what Taylor Swift's saying right now, and we're just gonna have a great time. If you asked me to, write a paragraph about what the song is about, I'd probably be like, it says I don't like a gold rush. I think one time. Anyway, I mentioned, I do personally believe that this song was cut from Folklore and repurposed for Evermore. And although Taylor has discredited the rumors on the Eras Tour that she hates Evermore as an album, it does feel like Evermore got a lot of folklore scraps that she just couldn't bear to let go of. Correct me if I'm wrong about this, but Evermore has a song title and then this song which mentions folklore, and Folklore has neither. But it does feel like it was meant to go on Folklore because it had the title drop, but then for some reason she just felt like Gold Rush wasn't good enough and it ended up on Evermore, and then Evermore gets both title drops.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it was just gonna be on Folklore and it didn't make the cut for whatever reason.
But, like I said, I really like the, melody and the musical production of this song. And it's a vibe, and it makes me want to sway and spin like Stevie Nicks in a big flowy dress.
Okay. Good enough. My thoughts. It's funny that my first thought is gonna dunk on you a little, and the others. Why does nobody seem to get what this song's about? It is not subtle to me. It's all in her head. Vision of the life that could be with a handsome stranger. in a different world. She sees him. She imagines what it could be like. It's very well done, and I don't get the confusion, especially from the so-called professional music critics.
I mean, sure, not the professionals, but, average Joes. I'm considering Rob Sheffield an average Joe.
What? Yeah, I mean, what did they think, it fades into the gray of my day old tea? What does that mean to them?
I don't think they heard it.
You don't think they heard it?
That's what I'm saying. I would struggle to tell you lyrics to this song because I zone out so hard when I'm listening to it.
Okay, fair enough.
I get swallowed by the music and I do not hear the lyrics.
Good enough. I am a constant daydreamer myself. Always daydreaming. Lost in Justin land, if you like. So I feel very seen by this song. I do that shit all the time. Think about alternate realities and what if I did this and what if I did that? What might that be like? So, yeah, I feel I like it. I like this song. I think it's a good song. I think it's catchy. I think it's fun. I'm from a coastal town, so coastal town we ran around and then never found, but I found mine because I was born there. So
It found me.
Yep. So that's fun, and our love, the love of people I ran around coastal towns with, was not pure, but still, we were running around, getting into some shenanigans. So that's fun.
It was pure in the way that you were kids.
Yeah. We were young
And dumb.
and dumb. Yep. Yeah. I look at some of the things that I did, some of the choices I made, and I am very lucky that I'm not dead or in jail. So that's good.
We all have those phases of our lives, though.
Yep. All right, and I guess that's about it for my thoughts. So let's get into rankings then, shall we? Quick reminder for the folks at home how rankings work. We rank them all 1 to 10. 1 is extremely bad, 10 is extremely good, 5 is extremely mid. Kimberly, what do you rate it?
I rate it a 7.
Okay.
It's not one of my favorites across the board, definitely, and not one of my favorites on Evermore, even more specifically. But that is probably because of my ADHD metaphor issue. Definitely don't hate it, though, and it's not usually a skip, but I don't seek it out.
Okay.
If it comes on, I'll let it play.
Fair enough. All right. I am going to give it an 8 because I like it a little better than Kimberly does. It's not one of my top shelf ones on Evermore, but it's kind of in that next tier for me, and that tier is still
like 4, 5, 6 tier.
Yeah, still good to me. Still solid. I like them a lot. So yeah, I give it an 8, and I feel good about it. Yeah, it's better than 22, which I gave a 7 for sure, but it's not as good as Right Where You Left Me. And yeah, it's a solid 8 to me. Tell us what you think. We are going to have a poll in the episode notes. Scroll down and tell us what you rate Gold Rush. Or you can do it
Instagram,
Threads. Yep. Twitter, potentially. Just follow us.
If any of y'all follow us on Twitter, but we literally have like 2 followers on Twitter, I think. So.
Yep. Anywhere that we have a presence.
Yeah.
Tell
we
us
get it though. Twitter is a dying platform. That's why we're on Threads, and we have tons of followers on there.
Yep. So tell us on Threads what you think. We'd love to hear from you. We'll give out your rating. We'll give out any questions or comments you have if you want.
Yeah.
Tell us
how bad we are.
That's right.
Tell us how we suck, and we'll read it on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll roast ourselves. We don't give a shit.
We don't give a shit.
Nope. Yeah.
We do not take ourselves as seriously as some of you probably think we do.
Yeah, we don't take ourselves seriously, and we certainly don't take any of you seriously. We do, we do whatever we want, and y'all can suck it.
That's life, right?
Just kidding. Unless, I don't know.
Life is do whatever you want. If you don't like it, suck it.
Yeah, pretty much,
Too short to not do what you want to do.
Every breath I take without your approval increases my self-esteem. So, there that is.
What song are we doing next week?
we are doing Fearless, the title track and the first track on Fearless.
What a bop.
Yep, a true classic. One of the first great Taylor Swift songs.
Iconic.
Yeah, for sure. One of the sacred cows. I can't wait to get in there and see what we find and who we can offend with our hot takes.
Hell yeah. I ain't gonna have a bad word to say about Fearless, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna rate it lower than people want.
Oh no, spoilers.
It'll still be good, but just, I don't know.
Alrighty. Well, I think that's it for this week.
I think so. Thank you all so much for listening. You are my sweet little pumpkins. Right for the picking.
Tell your friends about the podcast.
Yeah, tell them about it.
Share us with someone that you know that's a Swiftie.
Ask
them. Because if you haven't now, you're a bad Swiftie friend.
Ask them if you ever wanted to be some random guy's sweet little pumpkin. And if they say yes, you know what to do.
You know where to send them.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks for listening. We will see you next week with Fearless.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Cowboys Like Us. Follow us on Twitter at cowboyslike_pod and Instagram at cowboyslikeus_pod. New episodes every Monday on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Y'all come back now, you hear?